Hi Leo, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your April 12th, 2022 reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will be listed in the description box below. Now before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. There will be a loud sound accompanying this. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. So Leo, as we're doing the singing bowl, I was also looking into the scrying bowl, and I just kept on seeing a sun rising, a sun rising. So it's like a new dawn, a new day is coming. There's also a sense of stepping into your power, stepping into yourself more and more. And that's really quite encouraging. So let's see what the tarot has to say. Let's lay everything out. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. So we have the Death card. We have the Six of Cups. We have the Star card. We have the Strength card, Leo, that's us, coming through. And we have the Ace of Pentacles. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. We have the King of Water, the Page of Water, the Page of Cups, and the Moon. So very strong Pisces energy here, which makes sense when we look at things astrologically. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. We have the World, the Ace of Pentacles again. Now we have that repeating. That's wonderful. The Four of Swords, the King of Swords, and the Lovers. Strong Gemini energy coming through. And then finally, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. We have the Five of Swords. Is this the Five of Swords? Yes, the Five of Swords. The Three of Wands. And the King of Swords coming through. Okay. Do you have two King of Swords? Yes, the King of Swords coming through twice. So there's going to be somebody who steps in, very plain-spoken, very kind of more intellectually minded. This person either has studied a lot or reads a lot or has a great amount of knowledge at their disposal coming in. They're going to teach us how to center ourselves, but they're also going to show us a different way forward, like a different way than we'd been thinking we could walk. And that's going to be important here, Leo. So let's look at the energy we need to be mindful of during this time. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. We have the Eight of Swords. We're going to have a tendency during this time to really get in our own head and kind of mess ourselves up because of this, because we overthink, we overanalyze. We're going to just dive deeper and deeper and deeper. And Spirit is saying here, why? Why are we doing this to ourselves? Why are we taking everything that everybody says and piling it onto our shoulders? We're going to feel stuck and overwhelmed, even though we're not, even though she can walk out, walk away from the swords and be free. And so this is saying here, why are we finding reasons to trap ourselves? Why are we keeping ourselves pinned down when we need to let ourselves fly? We need to let ourselves move forward. It moves us then to our chakra energy. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. And this is divine wisdom. This is the soul star chakra located 6 inches above our crown. There's a sense of inspiration, wisdom, guidance coming in. There is a sense here that there's a knowing around us. There's a knowing, and we need to listen to it. We're going to be like, I don't know why I know this, and we can want distinct facts. That's great. But we're also going to have to trust our intuition. That's going to be really important for us. It moves us then to our Goddess Oracle card. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. This is the Traveler. And it says here, let travel, education, and communication style systems take you and your ideas to the world and or use the same to bring the world to you. This is going to be a time for us where we start to broaden our horizons. Even if we never leave our home, all of a sudden we're looking at things. We're, listening to different people. We're diving deeper into things, and it's broadening our horizons. It's making us much more aware. And that's going to be very powerful because this is a time where we have Pisces, we have Jupiter and Neptune in Pisces. We have very strong Pisces energy here. We also have Mars and Venus in Pisces. But the really big thing is that Jupiter and Neptune are in Pisces for the first time since 1856. And that's huge. Jupiter and Neptune move very, very slowly. This will not happen again till 2188. So this is a powerful time. This is a time in history where the Treaty of Paris was signed, ending the Crimean War, a conflict with Russia. And this is also the year that Sigmund Freud was born, bringing form and definition, represented by Jupiter, to the unconscious, represented by Neptune. So this is going to be a very intense time. And there's power here. There just is. We have Pisces coming forward. Pisces represents the conscious and the subconscious moving in separate ways forward, the fish kind of coming together, but also moving separately. We have intimacy, intuition, and compassion coming forward during this time and needing to be embraced. This is the intuition, innovation, and compassion with our dreams and our transcendence, it's our transporting into what we deeply want and into what we deeply desire. And it brings us then to Jupiter, which is growing and expanding. So what Neptune and Jupiter bring is very different, but yet very complementary. Neptune is the planet of the imagination, again, the ruler of Pisces, so it's very comfortable in Pisces. And it motivates us spiritually, and also it brings emotional change into the world. It shows us our hearts. It shows us what we deeply desire. Our higher consciousness is being awakened during this time. Jupiter symbolizes the personal gifts that we have, the innate talents that we need to let shine, need to bring forward. Jupiter's downfall is that it doesn't know when to say no, because it's almost like I can take on everything. Remember, Jupiter represents in Roman mythology Zeus, in Greek mythology. So Zeus was the head of the pantheon. So he could do anything, right? And that's going to be what we feel. We also have very lucky energy around us, a massive, there's massive opportunity for creative growth here. And it can make us feel unstoppable. We just have to make sure we don't take on so much that it stunts us, it stops us. Because that could be the thing that happens, and the thing that we have to be mindful of, Leo, is that we can get into our own heads. We can, overthink, overanalyze things, and yet we could be riding a high note just a second ago. Now, on the 5th of April, we had Venus moving into Pisces. So there's a whole bunch of planets there. And on the 14th of April, we will have Mars moving into Pisces. Venus brings love to the situation. It's sensitivity, it's compassion, it's romance. And Mars, it brings a very interesting energy, because you would think that Mars would make it so that, we're much more proactive or much more determined. Mars says, stand back and look. We're going to be very very prone towards looking, towards seeing, towards contemplating and understanding before we take action, before we dive deeper. It's going to be very powerful for us, but we're going to want to see things and understand things before we just, dive headfirst into anything. So that's going to be something to be very aware of. Now, we have this sense of the past coming forward. I'm immediately drawn to the Six of Cups. And the Six of Cups is the past coming forward. There's also this sense of a commitment. And it could be a childhood commitment. When you were little and you got proposed to on the playground or something like that. That's the energy that's coming up here. It's a commitment, but it was something that we did when we were little that we didn't really give credence to, and yet something's going to remind us of that, or something's going to bring that up, and it's going to bring back nostalgia. And we're going to think, wow, can I recreate that, or can I bring that happiness forward? We can be very easily caught in the past during this time. So just be aware of that is going to be very, very much something that we have to be aware of, because if we're not, be aware that you need to be aware, but be aware that the past can come up and just kind of blindside us when we're not even prepared for it, where a memory will just come and it's almost like it brings us to our knees. So just be aware of that, during this time, where the past is going to feel very real. It moves us to the death card, the dying away of the old self, the rebirth of the new. We're transforming. And through this transformation, it might very well be painful, and it might move us in a direction that we didn't think we were going to be going when we were little. And so being aware of that, acknowledging that, is going to be powerful, but it is also going to be bittersweet. There's also an energy here of secrets. Somebody isn't telling you everything. It doesn't mean that they have to tell you everything, but this person kind of keeps things to themselves. That's who they are. I don't know if we're dealing with a Scorpio or if we're just dealing with somebody who is very, very private. That's going to annoy us. Leo, we want everything on the table. This person doesn't want to put absolutely everything on the table. Don't make it bigger than it is, but just be aware of that energy and that you two might not be compatible because of that. It moves us then. It moves us to us. It moves us to strength. It moves us to determination. We cannot force people to follow. What we are going to be able to do during this time is to bring love and compassion and understanding, and to know that both hold power. So there's somebody that we're working with, or there's some sort of dynamic here. We have to honor each of us. If the person isn't honoring us, that's not going to be cool. If we're not honoring them, the same thing. It's not going to work. So we need to honor each skill, because they're going to be very different, and yet they're going to be very powerful. And we also need to look at that within ourselves. We need to honor our skills, knowing that they are very different, but very powerful as we move forward. It brings us to the Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles is God's source spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, handing us a gift of wealth, success, and prosperity. We need to plant this gift. We need to nurture it. It's kind of like I don't want to say we're getting up on our feet, but there's a sense of, this is something that I am protecting. This is something that I am bringing forward. This is something that I absolutely love. So the Ace of Pentacles is something that we've worked hard towards. It's a planting of a seed, and it's a growing of that seed. And we're going to find that as it grows, we become more assertive and assured of the way that we need to move forward and what it is that we really want, desire, and are looking for. There's a wish being granted here during this time. The Star card is this wish being granted. It's something beautiful coming forward. It's insightful. It's deeper than we thought it was going to be. This isn't just a cross your finger wish. This is the listening to our gut. This is our soul's deep wish during this time. And it leads us to an energy that has us looking at things with new eyes. It's a wish for a child. It's a wish for new innocence. It's a wish for a greater understanding. It's a wish for, a connection with our own inner child. There is a sense here of, I love this. I love this, and it is being brought forward. I love this, and it is healing. And there's also an energy around us of looking at things differently than we have looked at things before. An opening of our heart, a connection with our soul, a deeper understanding of where it is that we want to be. And as we embrace this, we start to, it's not only embrace ourselves, but we start to see new possibilities opening. And it's like, oh, I didn't think that, or oh, I didn't know that. And it brings us to this place. It also brings a developing energy forward. It's kind of like this energy comes forward. And it can be something, because I see us molding it. Again, it could be a child, right? But it could also be an energy of creativity where it steps forward, and we're taking it in, and we're learning how to mold it. We're learning how to embrace this side, this part of ourselves. It brings us to the King of Cups. The King of Cups says, this is what I own. This is who I am. This is what I want. And that's it, period, end of discussion. He's not worried about changing everybody else. He's saying, this is where I need to be. And that's going to be what we do during this time, Leo. It's like, this is me. This is what I'm going after. This is what I desire. This is what I want. This is what I need. I will not be changing it for others. And I will be leading by example, and I will be moving myself forward. And there is this real sense of ownership of who we are, ownership of what we want. It brings us to the Pisces energy. And the Pisces energy with the moon is that everything's not going to be clear all at once. Something is growing, something is changing, something is developing. And we're going to see that we were once afraid of it. It was once very overwhelming. But now as it grows, and now as it changes, and now as it expands, we embrace it more. We see it more. We understand where it belongs within our lives and within ourselves. And the world just starts to open to us in a very real way. It's kind of overwhelming. It's like, I didn't think this could happen. I didn't think I could step forward this way. So the world opens, and we almost, I just seeing us stepping back. So the world opens and we step back. It's like, ooh, I'm not ready for this. And yet Spirit is saying, rest, take care of yourself. I don't know, for some of us, we might have been sick for a little while here. And it's like, rest, take care of yourself, honor your story, honor everything that you have been through, because there is new prosperity coming. The Ace of Pentacles, prosperity, abundance. Again, we start with this, and now we have it again. We have the Ace of Pentacles coming through twice. Prosperity, success, bounty, abundance, a gift from God, Source, Spirit, however you see the divine, the universe. And it starts to open up new avenues to us. It's the sense of, will you hide your light, or will you bury your gifts, or will you let them shine? And if you do bury them, they're seeds. Are you going to let them grow, or are we going to walk away and let the weeds take it over? It brings us then to the King of Swords. And the King of Swords fights through doubts, fears, and negativity. Says, no, I'm going after this. This is what I want. I see this king as being more contemplative. The kings that have shown up here aren't necessarily going to be instantaneously fight. So some King of Swords, the way that they're depicted, they're ready to fight. They're ready to go after something. Here, we're going to want to think about it. We're going to want to ruminate on it. We're going to want to look at it in different ways and different angles. And this is going to be important for us, because there's a sense of, I don't really have my footing until I look at every aspect of it. I don't really know until I remove myself emotionally from the situation and step into it mentally, which is going to be a bit difficult because we have the King of Cups here. But the King of Cups also says to us, I cannot rule simply by being emotionally invested into everyone. I rule by example. And we've learned that from getting hurt, from putting too much time and too much effort and just pouring ourselves into everybody else and everything else, that it becomes overwhelming. The King of Swords here is the cutting through doubts, fears, and negativity. It's an understanding of where we want to be. It's an ownership. It's powerful, beautiful, masculine energy stepping forward. And as it steps forward, and as we embrace what we want, and we embrace the power of our voice, we have the Lovers come into play. And we fall in love. We fall in love with our lives. We fall in love with where we want to be. We let love show without being afraid of it. And there's a real sense here of what is beautiful. What is beautiful, and what do I love within my life? What is beautiful, and what is guiding me forward? What is beautiful, and what is bringing me to this higher place? Because there's a real sense of, my heart needs to be in it. My heart wasn't in it before. It brings us to the Five of Swords. We're facing a battle we fought before, in one form or another. And now as we face this, as we see this, as we understand it, we are starting to see ourselves. We are starting to say, okay, there's more here. There's more here, and there's more strength to me than I realized. There's more to me than what I thought. And now I'm honoring this. Now I'm moving forward with this. Now I'm embracing this. And it brings us to the Three of Wands. A new door is opened. A new avenue is opened. We can also be watching ships sail away and wondering what will happen. You know, what's out there? As we look into the vast, we look beyond what we can see. What is out there? And there's a fear to that, just as we have the step back, taking the step back as the world opens to us. It's like, okay, But what does this mean for me? Can I do this? Can I move forward? Because the King of Swords is saying, think it through and then go. Think it through and then know that you've put the time and the effort in. There's also somebody, again, they speak plainly. They're very forthright. They're very distinct. And there's just a real sense of, take this knowledge, take this knowledge. Even though they're giving us it in a way that might seem a little bit too blunt at times. So just be aware of that. Our subconscious energy to be mindful of, Leo, is the Seven of Wands. It's being mindful of defending the wrong thing, of, constantly being on guard. It's saying here that's draining your energy. It's draining your energy. It's draining your energy to constantly worry. It's draining your energy to constantly be on guard. Let yourself rest. Take care of yourself. Embrace what you love. Don't let anybody push you around. No, that's not what Spirit is saying. But also know when you're fighting fools who will never understand. It brings us then to our chakra energy, which is play, the heart chakra. It's embracing play, joy, connection, laughter. It's saying, I am letting joy into my life. I am letting play into my world. And as we let play into our world, we start to see that we can laugh more easily. We start to see that there's joy. And that frees us. It brings us to our subconscious goddess energy, which is the dawn. Do not be discouraged if things look dark or hopeless. The sun rises each day, revealing new possibilities and renewed hope. And that's what we're seeing here. Just this beautiful sunrise, this beautiful sense of stepping into ourselves and knowing what we desire. Or maybe not even knowing what we desire, but saying there's more than this. There's more than this out here. And that becomes beautiful. It moves us to the sun. And, the sun rules us, Leo. We are ruled by the sun in astrology. And so here, as the sun shines forward, as the happiest card in the whole entire deck shines forward, we let that radiance be a part of us. There's also a connection with new dawns, new days, with suns, with masculine energy. Again, that's very important here. It moves us to our subconscious, to go deeper into it. And now we have the Messenger of Cups. We have the King, the Page, and the Messenger. Our heart is speaking to us in ways that seems unlikely, but it is. And with that knowledge comes greater insight into what we want, into where we're going, into what we're working for. Know that the knowledge is coming, and know that it's going to be not what we expected, but listen to that heart. It brings us then to the Six of Swords. We're taking everything that we've learned, everything that we've gathered, and we're moving it forward. We're not staying stagnant anymore. This is a time to say that there is more here than meets the eye. There is more of what I'm going for, of what I desire, of what I want, of what I need, than I thought there was. And now I'm going for it. Now I'm heading towards it. Is it going to be emotionally overwhelming at times? Yes. Are there going to be bumpy roads and, scary things along the way? Absolutely. But I'm going for it. I've taken this knowledge, I've gathered this wisdom, and I have to move forward. There's just this urge within us to move forward. It brings us then to the Four of Cups. A gift is coming, and we're going to be so focused on looking at a certain thing a certain way, a certain thing a certain way, that we're going to miss it. We need to open ourselves up to letting this gift come in, to letting this insight come in. Because if we don't, again, it's just going to pass us by, and we're going to think, oh my gosh, why the heck did that happen? Divinity is tapping us on the shoulder, saying, pay attention, look over here. But it's going to be difficult because it's not what we want to see or where our energy is being focused right now. All right, Leo. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy, as we embrace the power and intensity of this time and of ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Leo, and may blessings always be with you.